Continue our series where civilization started in Europe instead of the Middle East. Or the one we did start in Asia, but we really made it start in the Middle East, which is where civilization really started. Maybe we can do one where civilization started in the East Asia instead, because the Middle East is still considered part of Asia. So, what we could do in this series still. So, first is the exploration teams. They explore. The Estonians explore this area and they find water here. Actually, they get to this way here. And yeah, they find this here. Another team goes down but is lost and doesn't make it back. The Estonian country decides to extend the territory further down. Here. And the Estonian team creates their first provinces. But they don't really have many. Same thing with this Bosnian country does too, basically. As well, Greece extends their provinces further north here, but it's and Egypt divides the Middle Eastern provinces a bit more here, makes them more interesting. Meanwhile, 3 huge provinces are made in the northern areas to signify their relativity, and Egypt also creates more provinces here in Egypt and divides a few provinces in half as well. So that's the new Egyptian province update. Rome doesn't do anything. France creates a few new provinces down here after getting the old land back, and Spain creates a few new provinces in its country. Other than that, there isn't really much in terms of provinces, so also the Swedish country creates provinces as well. However, the Swedish country and the Norway country, which is a German country, they start to explore the further north, but they don't really have much. However, people from the British Isles come over here first and create a new country as well. This will become the yellow team. And they are a new country on the map. Also going to have to use a darker yellow. And their capital is around here. So this is the yellow team. We're going to make it. We have to use a different color for the yellow team because we're using yellow for the capitals. So there we go. There's the yellow country, the yellow team. Meanwhile, Estonia continues to explore further south as well here. And Ukraine is now starting to be discovered by the Greeks as well. And the Greeks start to create settlements further up north into the Ukraine area. And starts to explore as well here. And the Georgian countries also starts to move further up north. They start to go further up north, creating their little empire as well. However, this will likely cause a conflict in the future. Now let's do religion map mode. So the Greeks spread their religion throughout their lands. The Greeks basically spread their religion to the edge of Turkey as well here. The Greek religion also kind of spreads throughout the coastal regions here, all the way towards Crimea. So the Greek religion is the majority. This means the religion is the majority here as well here. The Roman religion spreads throughout the northern part of Europe here, becoming the sole main religion of Northern Europe as well, with all Germany and the Dutch country adopting it as well here, and now even spreading into the Polish country and the Bosnian country as well. A Norse-esque religion pops up here. We will be making the Norse religion a green color here. This religion pops up here, and they start to expand on coastal regions as well here. And this becomes the main religion of the Northern Europeans as well. And they start to get into conflict with the Romans here as well. Also expand to the very north of Poland as well. And that's the Norse. The Norse religion also spreads to the Estonian country as well here. The Egyptian religion spreads towards the edge of Egypt's borders here and go and spread throughout the core of Egypt. However, the religion starts to spread towards the Middle East. Well, this becomes the main religion of Middle Easterners as well, as the Egyptian religion spreads all the way towards Kuwait and spreads all the way to here. The Greek religion is here. However, the Greek religion starts spreading into this Roman areas here as well and creates kind of like a hard border here. And there we go about religions. What about trade routes? Does anything change with trade routes? Well, I think we're using an orange. We're using orange. The trade routes, which we'll put the religion map road further down. Another trade route is spread through here. However, another trade route is spread through here. And the Greek trade route is now officially connected to the Roman trade route. However, the Egyptians spread a trade route throughout their country as well here. And that is the establishment of new trade routes. Now let's get on to the actual meat of the video. Here. Also, we don't want to have water religions. We're moving all the religions out of the waters. Yeah. There you go, the map is slightly more aesthetically pleasing. Here, and also these areas too. Here, but there could be another war in this world. The Romans were humiliated last time. They were basically humiliated. The Empire, Rome was humiliated here. So Rome basically decides to say, "Hey, we can't really expand anywhere. Obviously, the Greeks whooped us, the French whooped us, but there was a third country we can take out, the Swiss." So the Roman troops enter the Swiss country as well here, and they start to invade the Swiss country as well here. This causes the Swiss country to panic because they're amongst the weakest countries in the world. They start to invade the Swiss country, and the Swiss country's capital is taken, and they surrender as well. The Swiss country will be absorbed into the Roman country. Yeah, and there we go. The Swiss country is defeated and is gone as well. And there's another war between two titans, Egypt and Greece. These countries border each other, but these countries do not really like each other. Egypt and Greece do not really like each other as well. The final decision is going to be made when Egypt further explores down into Arabia, which is the untapped area here. And they also explore parts of Iran as well here. And they also explore like Sudan. Here they finish exploring here. And the Egyptians move to colonize this coastal region all the way down to modern Djibouti. And they also colonize this little area here. And this pisses off the Greeks because the Greek leader, they see Egyptian expansionism because the Greeks don't really have much to expand, but Egypt does. They have a whole potential whole continent to themselves. They'll get the Arabian Peninsula. So Greek soldiers enter to Egyptian lands here and start to invade Egypt. The Egyptians were kind of surprised, and at the very beginning, the Greeks overwhelm Egyptian forces as well. However, the Egyptian forces do manage to take out the Greek Libya as well here. They take out Greek Libya very quickly here, and they occupy it. Meanwhile, Greek soldiers start to go massively into Egypt. Now they're getting close to their capital. Okay, the Egyptians put a wall of defense here to prevent the Greeks from invading them, obviously as well here. And there used to be a Turkish country. The Egyptians defeated them. However, the Turkish country wants its country back, so they start to do a rebellion here. And they start to basically fight against both Egypt and Greece as they want their country back. As well, because the Turkish country is an occupied land. Okay, it won't be the same exact Turkish country, but they start to rebel because they want the land back. They feel Greek soldiers are kind of trapped here, and the Egyptians move to push back the Greeks here a little bit here. And this causes this country to get involved, this pink country, as they want more land, so they start to basically invade Egypt here, and they start to fight against the Turkish army here. The occupied land here is the war, and the Turks basically storm many of these provinces here. However, a lot of these areas here are mostly Greeks, so Greeks do push them back a little bit here. So the Turks are getting pushed back a little bit here. However, the Egyptians do, for one last move, they do take over Cyprus as well here and stage a landing into Turkey. This is a devastating blow to the Greeks, as the Greeks are pretty strong, but they're not that strong. Okay, they were able to beat the Roman Empire, but they had to get help from Spain and rebels as well. And Rome sees this as an opportunity to get land back from the Greeks. So Rome starts invading to get their land back from the Greeks as well here. And Greece is like, what's going on here? Are we really losing to Egypt? The Egyptian troops are pushed back again out of Turkey as well. This was a last-ditch effort to take back Turkey as well here. And they do push. The Egyptian army does push back the Turks a little bit outside of here. And the Turks are not really doing too well. The Romans are now trying to get back the little empire that they had. And they wanted to subjugate Greece overall. They wanted to defeat Greece. However, Greece is not a weak country. They're not a pushover. So Rome, they kind of move, but they're on a stalemate. However, Greece is going to get the one ally into the war. They have one ally as well, and that is the French. The French, this is like the first great war of our timeline. The French starts to invade, and they invade Rome. Rome pushes them back, obviously, and the Romans are not screwing around here. Okay. Here, the Romans also start to invade the northern portion of Greece, which is very undefended. They start to push into these lands here, and they might cut off Greece in two, which could kill Greece overall at the very end of the day as well. And the Greek leader sees the ending on the wall, and the Greek leader, however, was able to flee fast enough and move to Crimea to operate there. Again, Crimea is very underdeveloped as well here. Also, another rebellion is taking place, which is these people here. They want their independence here. These people want their independence. They start to invade these areas quickly. They make a truce with the Turks and say, "Hey, we can be two separate countries as well here." And we are seeing the fall of the Greeks and the rise of the Romans once again. The Romans take out the Greek peninsula as well, as basically the rebellion plan worked, and the Greeks are essentially exiled to Crimea. Yep. Yeah. The Greeks finally signed an ending to the war as well, and also Crete is taken as well. So, now the peace treaty is done. Also, this is in the province map mode as well. So first is Egypt's peace deal. Egypt will take this island here. They'll also take Cyprus. And Egypt will take parts of Libya. However, the other part of Libya, which was originally Greek Libya, they gained their independence basically, and they are now a new country here. This is this country here, okay. Rome, they get to finally screw with Greece. They'll get this province, 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 this province. They'll basically annex the whole Greek peninsula, okay. Here. They'll take all of this land here. The French, they agree. The French and the Romans agreed because there was basically a stalemate at this point. The French will, however, take the one Swiss province they were able to occupy, making Rome like this, as well as Rome was able to put a very good stalemate here. And then we have the Turks. First is this red country here. They get to gain the independence here. This red country is another Greek nation, but they're under a different government. Their capital will be right here as well here. Meanwhile, we have the return of the Turkish country. The Turkish country, which existed as well, they get to regain their independence as well here, and the capital will be right here. However, then we have the peace deal between the Egyptians and this pink country. Okay, this area isn't really a province, so the pink country gets to take whatever land they want. Basically, the pink country is now basically an empire. However, the remainder of the Greeks will be split into two countries. Okay. First is this dark blue team, which is I think it's the same color as nearly the same color as France. This is basically like the brother of the Greek leader, and he will have his capital right here. Basically, we're splitting up the Greeks into three separate countries here, and we have the original Greek leader who fled to Crimea before his country fell. So basically, we have also I think Estonia and Greece are the same. Yeah, they're nearly the same color, Estonia and Greece as well. And there we go. The fall of Greece, the defeat of Greece. The Romans, again, they lost a bunch of land, but they took a lot of land from Greece. Greece has been split up to 4 countries as well. And Egypt is now able to expand into Africa as well, making Egypt now the #1 global power. But now let's check on India as well. The Indian country continues to explore for the east, discovering more of the subcontinent. The brown Indian country, the brown Indian country continues to expand its borders here, and also the Iranian country or the Persian country. While the war happened, they explored a lot of land here, and they discovered a lot of the Persian lands here, and they actually start to expand rapidly, making an agreement with the Egyptians to basically create this as their border here, creating a border here as well here. Meanwhile, the Egyptians get to continue to colonize Africa, and there's a little dot there. And they get to they go all the way up towards Somalia as well. But as time will tell, Egypt will not have this land forever. Okay, it's how empires work as well. Egypt basically controls this, but these areas will eventually gain their own cultures as well here, and will likely want independence as well. Kind of like the Greek cultures as well here. And religiously wise, the Turks, these countries here create a pink religion, okay, as well. The pink team creates their own religion, which kind of spreads into parts of Egypt. They kind of spread into the Turkish country a little bit as well, and they kind of spread into Iran a little bit, modern day Iran, and they spread into this country here because it originates from the and that's the next major religion here. I can just do it the easy way here, but they basically spread here, and they actually spread a bit into Egypt as well, which causes some problems with Egypt, obviously, because meanwhile, Egypt spreads its religion throughout the whole country. Yep, Egypt spread its religion throughout the whole country. That shouldn't be too shocking to anybody. Meanwhile, the Roman religion continues to spread throughout the former Greek territory as well here. And there is one other place it kind of spreads to. It is England as well. England, which is not very religious at this current moment, as mostly native English religions. Also, we have to fix this mess, okay? This will be easy. Also, gonna make the, because it's mostly drawing like little lines here, so the Turkish country should be easy as it's doesn't border any country besides the second Greek country doesn't really border any country. Here, the Romans get to just take the Greek islands basically. Here, and the border for this country here. And also the fence. We gotta finalize that, obviously, here. And there we go about this video. Goodbye.